What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. We are live once again. Man, it has been a tremendous opportunity to continue to come back week after week. And we are now done with the first month of the year. And we are now into Black History Month, the shortest month on the calendar, but we'll get to that later. We are live from the studio here in Windsor Heights. If you would like to book this space, you can call 515-996
0326.
0326. Again, that's 515-996
0326.
0326. You can call and you can book this space. This space is available for booking, so feel free. If you missed that, just put into Google the studio in Windsor Heights and address and everything should come up. Man, I'm your host, Rob Johnson, and this is
Brittany.
And listen, y'all, we are excited to be back here again. Brittany, how was your weekend?
Good. Worked and just hung out after that. And
That's all you could do at that point.
yeah, no, really. But no, it was good. And so you know how they show the memories on your Facebook, old things? I'm getting all the Black History Month things that we did.
Oh, are you?
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to know those.
Yeah, I'll start sharing
I
them.
have some videos that I
Mm-hmm.
know I made a mistake. I have videos that I just needed to put on. I put it on Urban Experience. I need to put it on ours. But
Yeah.
I've got some, so I'll start loading those on our page too, along with ours. And, hey, I got fancy yesterday.
You looked so cute yesterday.
Thank you. I had a great time. I went to Bravo. Bravo. I'm laughing because what my daughter told me my assignment was. It did not happen. So
What was your
I
assignment?
won't say it out loud. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna embarrass her because we joke with each other like this. She is like, she's like,
Get a man?
that's what
Get
she
her
told me. She
man?
told me go get a stepdaddy.
Oh,
But she
get a
goes,
stepdaddy.
she said, but make sure it's a
stepdaddy
stepdaddy
season.
that can
Right.
take care of, all the things I like to buy. It wasn't about me. She was like, make sure you get the stepdaddy that can, maintain my lifestyle.
And there was a lot of
There was a lot of people in the building, but this was the problem with the space. You couldn't see anybody, and I walked.
dark.
Yeah, I walked in. Once
them lights come on, they look
and I don't know
totally
how well that helps us when we're in the room because I couldn't see anybody. And so
Turn that light on before I get her phone number.
yeah, I need to see people, and I couldn't see them.
She thought he was 5.
It-
She thought he was 6'5". He was 5'6".
So it didn't work. So I couldn't see folks because I walked in without my glasses on, so I couldn't see folks. I'm walking by people. It did not. I can't be in a space where I can't see people like that. So
Did you have
that
glasses
didn't
on?
work. I didn't have them on, so it was worse. People coming up to me like,
cute.
"Hey, Tawana, exactly. How you doing?" I'm like, "Wait, I can't see you yet. Come closer.
Right.
Come right here." Then, so yeah, I'm telling you, that was my first time attending a Bravo event. Shout out to Sally Dix and her team.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful event. So next
is.
year we're going. I'm just saying that we're gonna go. It was cool. I had a really great time. Didn't get that stepdaddy, but I'll try again at another event. So
She's single. She's single, y'all.
Yeah,
You and
just so
Brandy
y'all
You
know.
and Brandy looked really nice.
Thank you. Yeah.
I did I'll Make Me a World yesterday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
how
was
was
really
that?
It
great.
was so dope. Shout out to Betty and team. And it was super, super dope. They said that I was Tay Diggs without the six-pack. And I was offended, but I got over it quickly.
Good turnout? Was a lot of
Actually, it
people?
was. A little bit less than what we would usually see, but that's to be expected when there's been so much going on.
Yeah.
There's been so much happening, location change and all of that stuff. And so, it was literally over 1,000 people, so definitely a great moment there. I was super honored and excited to help host. My sister didn't give me a new Joppa sweatshirt, so I went and made a sweatshirt of me
I seen that.
in the Joppa
So I thought
sweatshirt.
that
that
was
was
her new
nice.
logo. So that wasn't her new logo?
No, but it didn't know.
You did not go do that.
Yes, I did. Patty.
Super petty. I thought that was her new logo when I seen it.
Nope. Doing it, did it. So
Did she hit you?
Oh, she tried, but I ran. Yeah. So she didn't give me a new sweatshirt. So I took the picture of me in the old sweatshirt and put it on a new sweatshirt. And now everybody wants
One.
the one of me on the sweatshirt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, her fault. Yeah.
You're lovely and petty.
And I'm the little brother too. You know.
Yeah,
So.
she's not gonna say anything. Just let you go.
It was so
Like,
funny
it's
because
what
I
it
kept
is.
telling people, I was like, "You like this?" They was like, "Yeah, that is super dope." I said, "Go tell that lady right over there."
Probably
with
pissing her
oh,
off.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, you was.
Absolutely, I was
Yeah,
rubbing
you
that thing in here, rubbing
You
that thing in
definitely
here.
was.
So, but shout out to All Making It World. There's so much coming now. Like, don't forget about Juneteenth is coming around the corner.
Yes.
There's going to be a whole almost week and a half worth of activities. I feel like Step Brothers when they said, there's so much room in here for so many activities. So many activities. Somebody got that reference.
I haven't seen that.
So check that out. Please be on the lookout. You know, there's going to be so much stuff coming up. Even our youth, we're going to be giving our youth a voice to come on and really kind of express themselves and talk about what's happening right now and where they are. So that way we can hear from our youth. We got some super exciting guests coming up next. I'm excited for you right now to host this next segment.
Yeah,
we're gonna get out a little early because I think we're ready to ride.
That's
So,
right.
all right, we'll be right back. Thanks y'all for watching the Urban Impact Show.
To the show. Lanisha, welcome to the Urban Impact Show. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So, will you just tell our listeners, tell us what you do and what is your role at the African American Museum? About what drew you to that position. Yes. That's wonderful. Can we talk a little bit about what's happening at the museum? I know when we last talked, you said that it's currently closed right now, but just talk about a little bit of what happens at the museum, when the date might be that it would be back open for our listeners to visit. Lanisha, did you hear the question? Okay. We're going to take a short break so we can fix what's going on with our technical issues. We will be right back with the Urban Impact Show.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. I am Maya, and we will move on to our segment, our business spotlight. And today we have Ty. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I know you personally, but tell us, our viewers, just quick, small bio about yourself, and then get into how you started your business.
Well, I'm Ty the Realtor, and I help people buy and sell homes every day, and how I got into it.
Yeah, how'd you get in the industry?
So it's just been a passion of mine to help people get into home ownership. It's not something we grew up seeing a lot in the Black community, and so when I came to Des Moines, it's just a goal I had in mind, and yeah.
And there's not a lot of African American realtors, so I think
No.
for our community, it's good to see the few that we do have, and
Yes.
you guys they could probably ask you guys questions, and you guys gonna keep it real with them compared to other realtors, because you can relate on to certain things.
Yes,
Or
yes.
maybe be nervous about certain things like credit and just different things where
Yes.
you can be relatable and make them.
I feel like we need an advocate, right?
Yep.
We just need somebody that's on that common ground that we can approach. And I can count on probably two hands as many African American realtors that we have in the business, even less African American lenders, who is the other key to the part of becoming a homeowner. So just having that common ground of person to approach when you're wanting to buy a home is important. So.
And so I guess for our viewers, a lot of our community too, we do get scared because we think we aren't able to. I mean, I was, before having a conversation with you, like where we are now, we might not feel like we're able to buy a home.
Yeah.
So what are some things, I guess, that you work out with your, say you have your first meeting, what are some things that you kind of work out with them to make them feel comfortable that it is possible?
Yeah, there's a lot of barriers when it comes to home ownership in our community. And I think that it's a scary thing to tackle when you don't know the whole process. So like when I sat down with you, I like to hold your hand, basically, like I'm there for you. I'm your advocate to show you that it is possible. Sometimes credit counseling is one thing that we have to face. And even, so in our Black community, we have a lot of small business owners, and they don't understand that we have to see like tax history, like you
not
filing.
Not just you've been in the business for 10 years.
Yeah, I see you making money, but like it has to be shown on paper. So just to kind of show them all the steps and keys on what the lender is going to ask for so we can break barriers.
And you were working with Iowa Realty, and then did you branch off and just kind of start your own thing?
So it was a sister company of iRealty. It was actually Berkshire Hathaway. So I've been doing it for about 6.5 years, almost 7 years now. I was with Berkshire Hathaway, and I just felt like culturally I just needed a bigger platform and to reach my people. And so I've moved to Century 21. So people think that because we're not our own brokerage, we're not our own employee. We run our own business as realtors. We're 1099 contractors. Literally, we have to build our own database and get our own, clients. So I switched to Century 21 just over a year ago, and it's just helped me just to again reach those clients that I'm truly focused on, my people.
And do you have a business partner?
Yes. So Nancy, our business name is Nanny and Ty Real Estate. Nancy is my partner, and she's been with me for a little bit over a year now. And she's also a minority. So I love that she's bringing that Asian and Hispanic community in, because they're also lower when it comes to home ownership on the scale of home ownership in America. So
I guess what are some, things that people might think like, I didn't know this about home getting into a home that we might think is super hard, but is actually maybe easier.
The number one myth out there is that you need a 20% down payment.
That's what I
20%
heard.
down payment is crazy. In some loans you do, like if you're doing like a second home or an investor home. But if you're doing a first-time home ownership, first-time home program, usually it's 3 to 3.5% down payment. That could be as little as $6,000. We get that back on our taxes, So that makes it even more possible when we're starting to say, hey, you don't need 20%,
Because that might make people shy away from
it. Like, I don't have it, And then there's even programs out there that help you with that 3.5% down. To be honest, I would say over half of my people come to the closing table to get their keys with money coming back to them.
Wow. How is that so?
So we have programs like the Iowa Finance Authority, who's offering grants and interest-free second loans to help with the down payment. And so if their down payment is like that 6%, and then we, as the realtors, negotiate the sellers to pay some of those closing costs, and then you have a tax proration at the closing. You'll have all those credits credited to you at closing, and you're actually getting money back at the table.
Wow, see, I didn't know that. What do you think, because I feel like, I don't know if this is a myth too, we think that, they say that around election year, the housing market goes down and people shouldn't buy homes then, and then like after that it goes back up. Is there like an algorithm to when to buy?
No, it's always a good time to buy real estate. Right now, our economy, if you look at stocks, people like lost a lot of money in stocks and Bitcoin right now. Ask people where their home values are.
Yeah.
They're up. So real estate is one of the safest things that you could actually invest in. Statistically, we know you're going to see like a 3% growth in equity in your home. We've had a crash before in 2008, but that's because of other factors, not just the economy. It was like banking practices that were wrong and malicious, and that's what kind of played into that. But ever since then, and before that too, we just seen constant growth in equity in homeowner when you own a home.
Yeah, because I think that's a myth that I hear a lot too, and I think right now they say that the feds, they have it's really high, so don't buy when the tax, not the tax, but like the percentages with the feds are really high right
so now. The feds are increasing the rates to kind of slow inflation, right? But it doesn't always impact the mortgage industry. Actually, this last meeting that they did, I think that was on Friday or Thursday, that they raised the interest rates. Home mortgage rates went down by 0.5%. So
that didn't even factor.
It didn't even factor. It actually helped our interest rates. So always check with your realtor or your lender to see where home mortgage rates are. Right now we're at about 5.5%. That's still an all-time low. From back in the 80s and 90s, there was 10%, 16% interest rate. We're still low at 5.5%.
So if someone in our community is thinking about buying a house next year, what are 3 tangible things they should do right now to prepare for that?
Yeah, get prepared. For one, get your finances in control. Get that
on paper.
Yeah, on paper. Yeah, file those taxes. And for my small business owners, start showing a a profit. Don't always take the loss. Yes, it's nice not to have to pay taxes, but if you financially plan to pay taxes ahead of time, you shouldn't be trying to take that loss. Another thing is to get your debt to income ratio under control. That's something that the lender is going to be looking at. So making sure that you're not maxing out those credit cards, you're getting them below 30%. And then also having a job history. 2 years job history is what they're looking at. So don't hop from job to job. They don't like to see gaps in in your employment, and you should be on the right track.
What are good areas, I guess, around the Des Moines area that you're seeing being able to close better? Because I know for a while there was when I talked to you, it was like it was a lot of bidding wars going on.
Yeah, thank God we're kind of getting to a stable market now where we're coming into like an equal market between buyers and sellers, so we have time to actually look and make a decision. But I think any area that you can afford is a good area.
Don't go out of your price.
Yeah, just don't go out of your price point.
What are some plans that you have for you and Nanny's Realty for, I guess, the next few years?
Yeah,
as far as growth.
We want to definitely keep reaching out to our first-time homeowners by doing first-time homeowner seminars. So you'll see that on our page. We'll advertise for that. And then also bringing other people who see real estate as a career on board and showing them that
was my next
is
question. How
possible.
can, if someone's watching now that, maybe think it's difficult to pass the test or get into real estate, what should they be doing?
Yeah, reach out to somebody, me or anybody who you know that's in real estate, and kind of get that mentorship. It's possible. It's possible for anybody. If I can do it, it's possible for anybody. Iowa Association of Realtors, the IAR, actually has a website that I send everybody to. It gives you step-by-step on what to do to become a realtor.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, lastly, Ty, where can they reach you?
My phone number is 515-525-8251. Facebook is homeswithty.com. And my email is ty@c21sre.com.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and sharing with us. I think that home ownership, again, for our community is like a conversation that people shy away from just because we don't feel like we're ready or that we're, able to buy homes. So it's very important to have people who look like us in these spaces that can help walk us through them.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, absolutely. So we will take our last break. Thank you for watching the Urban Impact Show.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. First of all, that head turn I just cracked myself up when I just did that. Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. This segment is called If I'm Being Honest. And so basically we pick members of our community to really kind of just talk about themselves, talk about what's going on, talk about how they feel, anything that they have coming up. And my guest this week is our very own Miss Sissy Carter. Welcome to the Urban Impact Show. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Good. Thank you for coming on. So first of all, shout out to all of the work that you've been doing through the church and everything, going viral on TikTok, and then this year was our first year working together. You came on board to help with the gas giveaway and saw all of that unfold, and you didn't run away then. You're still here, so still working with us, so that's a good sign. So tell us a little bit about you. Tell us where you grew up, who you are. Who is Sissy Carter? Tell us about you.
My name is Isaaca Carter. I go by Sissy Lynn. I'm 27 years old. I am a supervisor at Kids Corner Daycare in Urbandale. It's a drop-in center. Training for the assistant director position right now.
Hey.
So I got promoted. I grew up here in Des Moines, Iowa. I am a church baby, so I'm a pastor's kid. My dad is the pastor of Bread of Life.
Growing up in the church, how was that? Because I know that's always like a hot topic when you have so much going on in the world. You have all of this, like there's things of completely different from when we were growing up to where they are now. Growing up in the church, how has that kind of shaped and molded you for how things are going now in the world?
Growing up in the church, it was definitely a tug of war. You have your church, but then you have the natural world. So it's a battle of being spiritual and being natural. But I can say growing up in the church helped me to learn balance. It helped me to learn decency. It helped me to learn it's okay to be you and have fun, but you also need to represent. You don't just get to be and do anything. You have accountability. So I'm grateful for growing up in church. It's the root and the foundation of me.
Yeah. Somebody would say if that you can't be so spiritual that you're no earthly good is what the old folks used to say. And so talking about that balance, I know you have set out to inspire people, have set out to do good things. You are a dancer. You're able to. You got that Kojic footwork down. Let me tell you, I have definitely seen it. Tell us a little bit about what inspires you to keep going, because there's a lot in this world right now that is on a lot of people. People got it tough right now. What inspires you every morning when you wake up to keep going?
What inspires me is I didn't live a spiritual life fully. I had a natural life, so I had a pastor prophesy to me and tell me, you have recovered and you're going to birth in the kingdom of God. So I would say just helping everyone recover, knowing it doesn't stop where your battle was, like you can overcome. So just helping people spiritually, naturally overcome, whether it's in church, whether it's in the world, down to anything, school, job, kids, like you will recover, you will overcome. Like this isn't the end. Yeah. It doesn't stop here.
Yeah. So you go viral on TikTok. What is that like?
Woo! It's bittersweet.
I can relate just a little bit from some of the stuff that we go through.
It's bittersweet.
And I know the team, and I know that everybody in here is like, yeah. So what do you mean by bittersweet? Talk about it.
You have supporters and you have what we call marketers, and we don't have haters. We have marketers, and we have
some promoters.
So you have some that are cheering you on, and you have some that are saying, "Girl, boo, sit down." But I actually do love those marketers because it shows me how to respond, but not so negative. I can't get on there being inspirational, cussing people out, or I can't. So I will be petty.
Let Trey do that.
I will be petty Betty, but in the most loving way. So it's like, in a sense, I kill people with kindness.
I saw somebody say.
Oh
Lord! I did. I saw somebody say, "Man, it's always the white girls trying to be black," and you was like, "That's a shame that my own people can't recognize certain features to know that I'm mixed, but I am still black." Yeah.
Yep.
So you get a lot of. How do you deal with that?
Ooh, you know what? My family prepared me for this. It was always, "Hey, white girl," and I would cry. But I'm just like, now looking back, I'm like, Lord, it was not bullying. You have my family really preparing me for this world. Just being in the black culture, being a biracial, and I'm a black woman. Some people see me as biracial. As you see, I just said I'm biracial. I don't feel that I'm biracial. I feel like I'm a black woman. I was raised by all blacks. I was adopted by my black family, but it's just hard, I don't know. It's hard, but you know what? I just keep pressing, because in my soul, that footwork don't come from nowhere. That footwork is rooted, so it's like, you can't tell me I'm not a black woman. It's in my soul, but it's definitely hard. And sometimes I question myself, like, are you black? Are you the culture? Are you supposed to? But I don't know. I stand firm in who I am because I've recovered.
The internet is an interesting place, isn't it?
Ooh.
It's an interesting place. It allows somebody who is sitting in their home, who haven't moved in 45 days, to get on there and express how they feel about any and everything. And then they jump on your post and say, well, and then then you go and you check their profile. I don't know if you do this, but I do sometimes.
Definitely.
I get on there and I'll see something and I'll go check their profile and I'll be thinking to myself, what? Like,
how dare you?
And then my other thing is, like, why are you even, you felt so strong enough. You don't even follow me. We're not friends on any of these social media platforms, but you happen to come across something and now you felt so strongly about it that you wanted to leave your thought and opinion that was completely negative on something that you could have just viewed and kept it going.
Kept going.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me do this as we close this out. We know that there's always an opportunity to inspire others and to talk to people. So somebody could be watching this right now that may have the same struggle. They could be a biracial child. They could be a child right now trying to figure out where they want to be, find that balance in their life. Trey, which camera? So I want you to look directly into the camera and just give them some type of encouraging words.
Encouraging words. You know what? If you truly want to find you, go back to who you were before people told you who you were. If you knew your favorite color was purple, but you went to school and they told you it was blue, go back to who you were before you learned the world and before someone told you who you were, because that's where you're going to shine the most at. That's how you're going to be the best person you are, because if you're who everyone tells you you're supposed to be, you will never reach your full potential. If you go back to who you were before you knew anything of this world, you will reach your fullest potential.
Nice. Nice job.
Thank you.
I know that was off the cuff. You were not prepared for that.
At all.
But you killed it, though.
Thank you.
You did a good job.
Thank you, sir.
I'd like to say welcome to the team and thank you for being a part of the things that we're doing now and what we're going to be doing in the near future. So you all be on the lookout for Miss Sissy Carter. Tell them where they can follow you on social media.
You can follow me on Instagram, Isaaca_Juliana. You can follow me on TikTok, Isaaca_Juliana. Follow me. And then Isaaca Sissy Lynn Carter.
Hey, you here watching the
Facebook.
Urban Impact Show. Oh, that's
Sorry,
right.
Facebook,
Why do we
Sissy Lynn
always
Carter.
Forget about Facebook is my like number one
Right?
thing. Now, I haven't really caught on. Like I'm almost there on Instagram. Almost. I'm nowhere on TikTok. I think I have like 400 followers on TikTok.
TikTok's easy.
But man, yeah. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching the Urban Impact Show. We are looking forward to continuing to bringing you all great content every single week. So please stay tuned, press that share and like button, and let's continue to spread a message, but let it be a positive one. We'll see you all soon, and we'll be right back with our next segment.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. I am your host, Brittany Dudley, and today I have on our operations manager, Madison. How's it going?
Good.
It's different seeing you on this side of the camera.
Yeah, I try to avoid this side. Yeah, I like it in, behind.
Yeah, but today we will finish this part of the show talking about Black AIDS Awareness Day, which is February 7th, and just kind of talk about what that means for our community and just share some stats. I guess I didn't know that there was an actual day that was dedicated to this.
Yeah, this is actually something new to me too. I am a community board member for the Primary Health Care's the project. They have a prevention advocacy board where they have other members like myself from the community that just talk with them and advise on what work are they doing in the community, how can they pull in all demographics, including the Black community here in Des Moines. So yes, this Tuesday is this Tuesday is February 7th, which is National Black HIV AIDS Awareness Day. I did not know that was a thing until joining the board and just educating myself, getting involved. How can I help my community? And this is something I feel has always been very taboo for our community. Don't want to talk about it. Abstinence is the only answer a lot of times. And it's actually something that impacts our community disproportionately higher than everyone else. Yeah.
And I think that, a lot of people, when you mention AIDS or HIV to anybody, it's very scary because we've been taught that and we haven't done a lot of research on that. Or some people think it's just comes from gay men.
Right, which is actually statistically inaccurate.
Yeah.
So yes, it can be scary, but one thing that's really amazing about the medical treatment that's happening today is U equals U. Undetectable means untransmittable. So with the medical field today, if you keep up with your medical treatment, so for one, you have to get tested to know you need treatment. Once you do get your diagnosis, there are medical professionals, especially those at Primary Health Care, located on University Avenue, right across from Mid-K, that can help you get to the medication you need, the treatment you need. There's even programs that will pay for a majority, if not all, of those medical treatments. But once you do get on that program and your what they're called viral loads, meaning the cells of the virus that are inside your body. If you get that viral load low enough, you can no longer transmit the disease to any of your sexual partners. Now, obviously, you want to still practice safe sex, whether that be abstinence or using contraception. Making sure that you are aware of your own body and what you need to do to take those next steps is going to help you, your family, your community. Statistically showing Black men actually accounted for a large portion of sexually transmitted versions of HIV. Another thing that's also not talked about is the fact that it is actually transmitted also via needles. So if you're somebody who takes a narcotics or substance intravenously, you can also contract the disease that way.
Yeah. And I think the biggest thing is just get tested so you know your status, so you know how to take care of yourself.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean your life is over. There are plans for, if you do test positive, but I think the biggest thing is know your status so you can, follow the steps.
Exactly. Yeah. And just when you're going online and doing your research, understand that studies on the national level, even the state level, take time to collect that data. So I just want to share some stats that was given to me for today. And these are all based on 2020 and 2019 statistics. But in the state of Iowa for 2020, there were 2,940 people living with HIV in Iowa. 100 of those were brand new cases. Now, one of the things that we talked about as the board last year were the impacts of COVID. People weren't going to their healthcare providers during the pandemic. So here we are 3 years deep into that. How many other people are still not going to their healthcare providers and not being diagnosed? Of those numbers, 77.2% of those newly contracted were men. Of that full 2,940, 23.2% of those were actually Black. So with us only being 4% of the population in the entire state, that's a significantly high number for our demographics. When it comes to it being contracted actually by females, most women that are getting HIV are from heterosexual relationships. So it's men giving it to us because they're not going to the doctor and getting tested to know their status. So it's just spreading when it doesn't have to.
Wow, those stats are kind of surprising because, again, I don't do that type of research, but I think we all should because it's important. You know, you might know somebody who this is, you know what I mean? Like they're a part of that statistic. So that's why it's always just very important to get tested, go to the doctor. You know, men too, you know, part of that number, they, even without COVID, they go to the doctor less than us anyway.
Exactly. Yep. It's usually the men that go to the healthcare provider are ones that have women in their lives that are forcing them
or making them
to do these things. Yes, absolutely.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think those were a lot of good stats. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
You know, I think all in all, as we kind of close the conversation, is just, you know, do your research.
Yep.
If you are living with, you know, any of these HIV or AIDS, you know, your life's not over. Just contact primary health and get the information or the support that you need.
Yep. So that is going to be PHC, let me make sure I got it right. It is PHC The Project on Instagram, Facebook. You can go to phctheproject.org. Our programs actually offer free HIV testing, whether you come into the office and get it done with a medical professional, or there's actually at-home tests. So you can take the kit home with you, mail it in, and then you'll get your results anonymously. There are also several different initiatives that we are trying to do throughout this year, having the health clinic van come out and do different events. So if you are watching and you have a local community event that you want us to be a part of and educate the community, please reach out.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us about this day next week. Is there anything are they having an event or anything at Primary Health, or is anything going on in the community? Not
at this very moment. We're actually trying to strategize plans for the rest of 2023. Okay. One of the main things that we do focus on is World AIDS Day, which is December 1st. So there will be more information coming out about that. But if you follow our program on Instagram or Facebook, you'll get updated information from the staff.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We will go into actually our last break now. I said that earlier, our last break now, but thank you for watching the Urban Impact Show.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Urban Impact Show. We've had an amazing, great show packed with guests, opportunities, moments. Brittany, closing thoughts.
Anytime that I feel like I can interview someone who gives you like tangible things to walk away with, especially things that apply to you. As I want to buy a house by the end of the year next year, I always think it's great because I know there's other people.
You've been saying that, yeah.
I know there's other people out here like me who don't know it's possible, so didn't know it's possible. So yeah, I'm excited about that.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah, I'm just happy we're celebrating Black History Month. I get a little bit irritated. I know this is a whole nother discussion, so I ain't gonna go too deep in it, but I really get irritated that we put our everything into this month and then we kind of just go to the wayside and then maybe we peak back up during Juneteenth and then we go back down. That's another conversation, but I just want to encourage people to make sure that you know your history, read up on your history, watch some videos on your history. Like, there's so much out there now for us not to be informed about who we are, where we came from, you know, what's accurate. History is important because it's something that happened. We can't erase history. As much as we want to sweep things under the rug and people don't want to recognize what happened, like slavery was a real thing. I mean, it's just something that was a part of history. But we learn from that history. Some have, some haven't. But man, I just think it's really important to take this time to educate yourself, read some books. On Juneteenth, I'd love to recommend, and I'll probably give some other books to recommend throughout this month that I'm starting to dig into that I think that's really important. But love the work that we're doing on the show. Again, I'm going to put this plug out every single week. We want you to support the Urban Impact Show. The work we do here is a lot. We put in our time and we show up every Sunday to make sure that you all can get information, but we need your support. So we're asking you to support the Urban Impact Show. You can reach out to ia urbanmedia1818@gmail.com. To get a link we'll send you to support. We'll get a link out on our Urban Impact Show page as well. But we really want you to support the work that we're doing. It's really great work, and every year we get better and better at this work. Also, we need to be giving out some tickets to the piano lesson, and we will do that next week on our show. So you have some time, drop your name in the comments. We'll make sure we get that reposted. If you want to be put in the drawing for tickets to the piano lesson, we will do that live on the show next Sunday.
thank y'all so much for watching Urban Impact Show. Remember this, you are loved, you are valued, and you are important. We'll see y'all next week.
Have a good week.